Hello, my name is Dr. SHOKO KINSELLA at the University of Texas-Rio Grande Valley in the United States. My topic for today's lecture recital is Piano Melodies from Japan, Animation Film Music to Super Mario, and Original Compositions by Modern Composers. I have been brought up in the suburban city of Tokyo called Chiba and moved to the United States in 2001. Being a native Japanese and an advocate of its culture, I'd like to explore ancient to modern Japanese heritages through 4 examples of piano music by living composers. I hope you enjoy. The first piece I'm going to present is Usagi, or Rabbit, by Shigeaki Saegusa, born in 1942. It is a short piano piece inspired by folk tales and traditional melodies passed on for many centuries. Rabbits are thought to be an auspicious animal in the zodiac sign, while in many folk tales its character is depicted as mischievous, light-hearted, and sometimes tricky. In the autumn season, people have celebrated rabbits in the Moon Viewing Festival since the Heian era, which is established in 794 AD. In the Moon Festival, rabbits are portrayed as pounding rice cakes by the full moon in the hopes for an abundant harvest for the coming year. In folk tales, rabbits are often depicted as loyal animals. In Kachikachi-yama, The Farmer and the Badger, a rabbit pays painful revenges to the cunning badger for his loyal friend, an old farmer, whose wife was killed by the badger. On the other hand, rabbits can be more mischievous and deceitful. In the story called The Rabbit Who Crossed the Sea, the main character, White Rabbit, ends up being severely punished by one of the ocean gods for telling a lie to his shark friends in the sea. Another folk tale with rabbits can be seen in The Rabbit in the Moon. In this story, an honorable rabbit is chosen by the god of the moon to ascend into heaven with him for his truly kind acts for an old beggar who was the god disguised as the beggar. So rabbits are often portrayed as a loyal friend to all living things, celebrated as an auspicious animal in children's stories and folk tales from an ancient time. Shigeaki Saegusa's piano piece Usagi is no exception to these characters. The composer introduces a rhythmic motive with the dotted rhythms in the opening, portraying the hopping, playful nature of Usagi rabbits, turning into a jazzy feel with the stack of fourth as circled. Immediately followed by the introduction, the main melody appears in the light-hearted, energetic character. We can recognize the original folk melody in Saegusa's Usagi. In coda section of Saegusa's Usagi, we can hear the exact same melody, concluding the piece with a lyrical character. Now, a little background about the composer. Saegusa graduated from Tokyo University of the Arts with a Master of Music in Composition. He went on to work with TVs, anime and movie music industry. His best-known works are Mobile Suit Gundam, which is a very popular TV and movie series in the 1980s. He is also known for the music of Astro Boy, which was also an iconic animation series in the early 80s. He also wrote operas, including Chushingura, which is based on a traditional kabuki work, and Junior Butterfly, which is a sequel to Puccini's Madame Butterfly. He has also written piano concerto, numerous vocal and chamber works, as well as symphonies. Next, I'd like to explore two animation film music by Joe Hisaishi. Born in 1950, Joe Hisaishi studied composition at Kunitachi College of Music in Tokyo and is best known for his works with the animation film company Studio Ghibli and its director Hayao Miyazaki since the early 1980s. Joe Hisaishi's professional name is influenced by the American music producer and composer Quincy Jones, hence the similar sounding name. Joe Hisaishi's musical style is influenced by various modern genres such as minimalism, new age, Japanese pop music, and electronic music. Most recently, he is under a contract with the prestigious Deutsche Grammophon, and his music is nominated for Golden Globe Award in 2023. Hisaishi is well known for his work with the animation film company Studio Ghibli and its director Hayao Miyazaki for almost all of their films since the foundation of the company. Among the most popular works include Spirited Away, My Neighbor Totoro, Castle in the Sky, Kiki's Delivery Service, Porco Rosso, Nausicaä, and more. The two musical examples are Fantasia for Nausicaä and Sun and Ashitaka from Princess Mononoke, both of which are written for the animation films by Studio Ghibli produced in 1984 and 1997 respectively. Hisaishi arranged these originally orchestrated pieces into piano solo versions, which I'm going to play for you today. In the opening of Nausicaä, the composer introduces the dramatic sound of timpani and trumpet fanfare-like sonorities on the piano. The dramatic opening is followed by the serene, calm ascending arpeggios in the left hand, marked as serioso. Hisaishi indicates in the score, quote, "As we hear in the background of darkness like a harp," end of quote. This expressive musical quality is reflected by the fantastical nature of the plot. The story is about the princess of the Valley of the Wind, Nausicaä, who struggles to find the balance between nature and human civilization in a post-apocalyptic world. In the main theme, Joe Hisaishi creates a beautiful lyrical melody that evokes ancient Dorian mode. Here's the theme from Nausicaä. The main theme expands into a richer, thickly orchestrated texture, expressing the motion of heroine flying into the sky. The closing coda section indicates swaying in the morning mist, which disappears into tranquility. Another of my favorite Ghibli music by Hisaishi is called Sun and Ashitaka from Princess Mononoke. Sun and Ashitaka are the two main characters in the story. Sun represents the world of nature, spirits, and gods of nature, being the daughter of the wolf god mother. Ashitaka is another main character who tries to bring peace between the nature and the human world while being fatally scarred by the giant boar who turned into a demon god. Sun and Ashitaka works together when they try to bring the deer god's head back into its place, bringing back peace to the world. In this epic story, the composer applies a simple lyrical theme in D-flat major over the arpeggiated texture in the left hand. This is a similar style we've heard in the beautiful Nausicaä, a signature style of Joe Hisaishi. Now it's time to play Super Mario. The popular video game series Super Mario Bros. Was first released in 1985 by Nintendo, created by Shigeru Miyamoto. The game creator demanded that the player's physical experience be synchronized with the musical experience, mirroring the player's motion and feeling. Nintendo hired Koji Kondo to create music and sound effects for their games, who just graduated from Osaka University of Arts in 1984. In his interview, Kondo says that he was the first person at Nintendo to specialize in musical composition and audio designing. He only interviewed with one company for the job search, which was Nintendo, and he was lucky to be with Nintendo ever since then. Kondo has composed numerous sound effects for more than 40 video games, supervised over 80 video games and movies during his career. Some of his most popular compositions include Super Mario series, The Legend of Zelda series, Pilot Wings, Star Fox, and Yoshi's Island, to name a few. Koji Kondo's passion for creating video game music comes not only from his love of playing arcade games, but the inspirations from various musical genres, such as jazz, Latin American music, Japanese pop music, and electronic music. Although having a degree in composition, Kondo claims he was never academically trained, nor was he a great pianist. But he always loved working on the synthesizer, where he created some of the most popular melodies in the game world. His philosophy for creating video game music is to be memorable and have distinct characters in short segments, contrasted from one another. His music is inspired by dance characters and is designed to be played repeatedly so that the players don't tire of listening to the sound when playing the game. The music of Super Mario is surely an example of his musical passions and inspirations. In the opening main theme, the listeners are immediately drawn to its light-hearted dance character. This main theme is created around rhythmic syncopations and offbeat gestures. The key is in simple C major, and melodic and harmonic movements hint the tropical dance style of samba, which perfectly aligns with Mario's energetic character. On the other hand, the following section is created around chromatic thirds in the melody with syncopated accompaniment in the bass, contrasting from the initial theme. The next section opens with the submediant key of A flat major, contrasted from the previous sections. In the underground section, the register shifts into lower keys where the enemy character turtles use their black magic to turn the peaceful mushroom people into stones. In the next section called Underwater, the music transitions into a friendly waltz theme in the original key of C major. After the star theme section, another enemy section called Castle takes over. Finally, the piece concludes with the game over. At last, I'd like to explore one of the underrepresented Japanese female composers of our time, Minako Tokuyama, and her piano piece, Musica Nara. Tokuyama is a celebrated living composer in Japan, but her work is lesser known to the rest of the world. I have come to learn about this piece when I was searching for Japanese pieces for my recital. I learned that Musica Nara was written for the 6th Hamamatsu International Piano Competition in 2006 as a commissioned piece. Music of Nara, Musica Nara, is composed around beautiful folk songs and cultural heritages that were passed on in the composer's hometown, Nara. Nara is an ancient capital city in Japan, which existed more than 1,250 years ago before Kyoto took over its political power. It is in the southwestern part of mainland, and the city still attracts many tourists from all over the world for its rich historical background. The piece opens with a strong strike of a gong from the tempo, followed by the koto music-like gesture. After the opening section, the butterfly-like figure appears. We are greeted by the tender folk song called Guardian Deities of the Children. In Running Monks section, the same melodic motive is borrowed from the previous Children's Guardian song, but it is cleverly disguised by its displaced rhythms and accents. In the new section called Laughing Buddha, again the same Guardian theme is transformed. The following section is Obstinacy, where the statue called Nyozo at the Todaiji Temple starts to dance. In the Deva King section, tempo further quickens for all the characters to start dancing together. Finally, the strong tempo gong silences them with a single strike, taking them all back to their ancient times, which invites the butterfly to fly into silence, concluded with the distant bell of a temple. I hope you enjoyed exploring 4 eclectic pieces by various modern Japanese composers. Now I'm going to perform these pieces for you. Usagi by Shigeaki Saegusa, Fantasia for Nausicaä, and Sun and Ashitaka from Princess Mononoke by Joe Hisaishi, Super Mario Brothers by Koji Kondo, and Musica Nara by Minako Tokuyama. Thank you so much for watching my lecture recital, and special thanks to Dr. Manuel Matarrita Venegas for inviting me to present at the EPCR 2024. Enjoy!